Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm speechless. I'm not gonna lie to you. Right now, I have a lot of thoughts in my head of what's just happened in this Game 7 that we just saw. The Hawks beat the number 1 seeded Philadelphia 76ers and advance to the Eastern Conference Finals. Look, Ice Trae the gang, Ice Trae Young, whatever you want to call him, led this team to the Eastern Conference Finals. And this is a team that we did not expect to even be here right now. The Philadelphia 76ers, we expected them to beat these guys. Let's be honest. We expected the Sixers to beat this team. And they're going home. Look, a lot of things to get into, but of course, leave a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, and if you enjoy the NBA content on this channel, I urge you to tell your friends about DJ Stevo. Let's get right into the video. So I'm gonna start off with the Hawks. Look, Trae Young did not have a great offensive game scoring the ball. We saw this. At one point, it was 3 for 17 in the game. But the thing about Trae Young, even though his offensive game wasn't there, his playmaking was still there. Finding guys open, dishing the ball. We had some crazy passes in that game. Some crazy passes. I think it was like a pass where he looped it straight to Clint Capella and he dunked the ball. And it was Trae Young didn't play great in those first 3 quarters. Scoring the ball. Fourth quarter, he came alive. Big shots. Step back 3, nailed it down to go up by 6. Big shots by Trae Young. I cannot talk about Kevin Huerter. Kevin Huerter. I'm probably saying that wrong, but Kevin Huerter was big. And when Game 6, when we saw Trae Young go crazy and he had no help from his entire team, his team stepped up today. Kevin Huerter had big points. I believe he had like 22 or 24 points. Don't quote me on that. I got to go check that. John Collins had some big moments. And Danilo had some big shots in the fourth quarter. The Hawks, man. The Hawks. This is a team that was 14-20 to begin this season. This is a team that had Trae Young, who wasn't an all-star this year. This is a team that fired their coach midway through the season and added Nate McMillan as their interim head coach. Not even the head coach, the interim head coach. And they're to the Eastern Conference Finals. They are ahead of schedule. Look, we talk about these young guys and everything that they're doing in the game. Trae Young. The fact of the matter is that what I love about this game, it's going to be a long video. Just bear with me. A lot of things on my mind right now. Trae Young, he is so great offensively scoring the ball that even if he's 3 for 17, you know that when it's time to hoop, he's going to be there to lead his team. And that's exactly what he did tonight. My goodness. The Hawks, y'all got a fan. I'm a big Trae Young fan, man. I'm a Trae Young stan at this point, bro. You talk shit to Trae Young, hey, he's going to sit there, find a way to score, and look right back at you in the crowd like, what's up? Simple as that, man. But credit to the Hawks. Let's get into what we really need to talk about. The Sixers. Where do I even begin? Because I am low-key lost. And again, I'm not a huge Sixers fan. I respect the talent. But this is a disappointment on the levels that the Bucks gave me back in Game 5 when they blew that 22-point lead. You're the number 1 seeded Philadelphia 76ers. And this is a series, even though the Hawks played great, the level of talent on the Sixers roster, they should be in the NBA Finals. That's how great their roster is. Now, I understand Danny Green being injured was tough, but you have enough talent on this team to get it done. Now, I'm going to start off with Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid, I think that he's going to get a lot of blame for the series just due to the fact that, you're the best player on your team lost. Simple as that. I feel that. I mean, hey, when Braun loses, when KD loses, when all these people lose, you look at the star player and that's it. But I will say this, Joel Embiid, I'm not pointing this on him. I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not gonna do it. Do I think he could have been more aggressive at certain times in the game? I do feel so. I think that's in hindsight, yes. But right now, no. I'm just not gonna do that. But I do think that torn meniscus or whatever meniscus tear he had in his leg, he still played great with that happening. And we all know meniscus tears are not easy. Those are not something that we just gloss over. So, Embiid, I'm not too focused on him. I do think he could have played a little bit better, but at the end of the day, you're the best player on your team. You're going to get some blame. I want to look at Ben Simmons. Ben, I don't know his middle name Simmons, but whatever his middle name is, I'm probably saying it in my head. Ben Simmons. What the entire fuck is this guy on? Now, again, you go look at my Twitter page. I said that he was one of the top few players under 25. I was wrong. I'm not. No. He's not even top 20 in my book no more. There was a play, and if you watched the game, you saw this play. This man had an open dunk on Trae Young and decided to pass the ball mid-air to Matisse Thybulle, who went 1 for 2 from the free throw line after getting fouled. This guy, Ben Simmons, does not want to score. He has not worked on his game for the past 6 years or whatever, 5 years, whatever. How long he's been in the game in the NBA, he has not worked on his game since. And it's biting the Sixers in the ass, and they're not going to move. They're not going to progress. The process is flawed. Shout out to Bloody Knuckles and Kobe. You feel me? Give you some credit. But the process is flawed. It's clearly flawed. This is the thing about a process. A process is continuously moving, getting better. We saw this with Embiid. We saw this with the Clippers. I said the Clippers. The Sixers franchise. Ben Simmons has not gotten better in what he needs to get better at. You cannot play in this game today and not be able to shoot the ball or even just attack the rim. Like, he has to find something to do offensively. You can't just stand there. The fact of the matter is that if you have to be taken off the court because you're a liability, that is an indictment on what you're doing in the game right now. You're not good enough to play in the moments that matter the most. It's that simple. It is that simple, man. Now, I like defense. I'm a big defensive fan. I love players who play defense. I think that if you don't, you have to understand how important defense is in the game, and it is. But at the end of the day, you can't be a liability. Because you see Joel Embiid, you see all these players, you are destroying the space for this team. And it's like, this is something that we've been talking about for the past few years. It's not like we just said it like 2 weeks ago, like, oh, Ben Simmons should get a jump shot. He needs to get a jump shot. Even in his summer league days when he came into the league, he was shooting mid-range pull-ups. What has happened? Why does he not have that drive to get better? I don't know, man. Then I gotta look at Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers, this is his 4th Game 7 loss, I believe, in a row. Doc Rivers, I don't know what to say about this coach, because in the regular season they look great, but it just seems like whenever it comes down to the playoffs, Doc Rivers doesn't make the right adjustment, or he's just not in the right rotations. It just seems like Doc Rivers, it's weird to say, because you look at Doc Rivers, he seems like a really good coach. You know, he looks like a great guy. You know, he talks about the league and how, you know, he's a good guy. But in this series, I don't know. There was times where Tyrese Maxey was playing great basketball. He didn't get as many minutes. I don't know what to do with the coaching. I think that Doc Rivers deserves some type of blame for this. But when your resume shows that you haven't won in clutch moments, your team does not prevail in clutch moments, in clutch games, it's an indictment on that coach itself. And the Sixers have a lot of questions to ask themselves in this offseason. A lot of questions. Now, I know I talked a lot about the Sixers. One more thing about the Hawks. Again, give these guys their credit. I'm talking about a team that's not even supposed to be here. They are not supposed to be here right now. The odds for them to win a championship literally 24 hours ago was plus 3,000. For those of you who don't know what that means, it means if I bet $1 on the Hawks to win a championship, I think that's $3,000 or $300. I don't know. It's a lot of money regardless. So them boys are underdog favorites, like clearly. But credit to those guys, man. Like, a team that just prevails and continuously tries to get better when people don't acknowledge them, I love to see it. And Trae Young proving to everybody that he is not just the next Steph Curry or the next shooting. No, he's the next Trae Young. Put respect on his name. And we'll see how they do against the Bucks. I don't know who will win that series. I do think that series will be entertaining, to say the least. I think that the Hawks have enough offensive power to combat with the Bucks. Just the defensive end, we have to see what they can do with Giannis. But to the Sixers, what they have to do moving forward, man, a lot of things, man. I think that Seth Curry was a blessing in disguise, because if Seth Curry wasn't playing like Steph, let me not say that. Seth Curry was playing great basketball. I'm not comparing to his brother, but Seth Curry was a blessing, because if he wasn't shooting the ball like he was in this series, this might have been very, very bad for these guys. Embiid, he's there. Questions about Ben Simmons. What do you do next? Because these guys could have had James Harden. You could have had James Harden. Don't forget. I missed that. That's a huge point. James Harden could have been a Sixer this year, but you said no. It's clear. It's clear at this point. You guys have been here for so long, since 2017, since 2018, you made it to the playoffs. You haven't made it to the conference finals. Something big has to happen this offseason. And I think it starts with Ben Simmons. Somebody will take a Ben Simmons on the team to build their team, or, somebody will take him. And I think that at this point, you got to put shooters around Embiid and somebody who can actually play make and actually give you something on the offensive end on the half-court set. And that's what they have to do. But I think that's enough of me rambling, man. Game was crazy. Game 7 was a great Game 7. The conference finals for the Western Conference and Eastern Conference are going to be great. Of course, expect more videos. But yeah, again, credit to the Hawks. Sixers, y'all need to, your process is flawed. You got to figure out what you guys need to do. But besides all that, if you enjoyed the video, of course, leave a like. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. And if you enjoy the content, you know what I'm about to say. Tell your friends about DJ Steve-O. Put in your text message groups. DM some people. The girl you're about to DM when you finish watching this video, tell her about me so she can check out my videos. And then she can send it to her friends. And then her friends send it to her other friends. And then Yeah, you know, you get all that. But of course, stay on beat.